A very good evening and welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Boniface Owino, and as usual I'm going to be your host for today. Now before I go far, I would like to appreciate those who have been giving you your support. People like Muturi, together with your family in Donholm. Thank you very much for your support. I really appreciate that. May God bless you, Muturi, together with your family. And also Alex in Dubai, thank you very much. May God bless you. Asante sana for your support. Everybody that is supporting wherever you are, I really appreciate you. People like Billion, wherever you are, thank you very much. May God bless you. And very many people. I know right now we are being watched by billions and billions. It's like the impression click is almost 10 million, which is so nice. I really appreciate you for that. Subscription is almost at 26,000. We are 26. We are approaching 27. So it is my prayer that before the end of February this month, we'll be at around 27, 28. I said that when by around April there, we'll be at 30,000. Something that I really appreciate you, and I know that we can do this. We're going to do it. Now, let me talk about something. This issue of Muturi, because this is one of the things that is really affecting or really disturbing people in the country. People are asking themselves that why is it that Muturi is not being impeached? And I want to say this. I've heard Nelson Koech saying something on Citizen TV that he saw Muturi moving around, going to the city mortuary to see the people that died, and it's like he's trying to say that he's trying to say something that is trying to gain popularity, political popularity or sympathy, simply because of the deaths.
The national police and the security infrastructure. But of course, then there are people, I think Honorable Ichunga is addressing the people who want to have this, milk this for political reasons. In my view.
What political reasons?
In my view, CS Muturi is playing to the gallery. In very... CS, he is so privileged that, first of all, CS Muturi is not just an ordinary CS. Before, he was sitting in the highest body, National Security NSAC, National Security Committee, where he sits...
The National Security Council.
National Security Council, sorry, yeah. National Security Council. Mm-hmm. CS Muturi is a personal friend to the president. Mm-hmm. If there were any challenges, it should not have taken him 6 months to come and explain himself. Number two, you can see the boldness that he has. First of all, he's refused to attend cabinet meetings. He is deliberately defying.
What do you mean he's refused to attend cabinet
meetings? He said he was not invited. I don't know how ministers are invited to attend cabinet meetings.
You're doubting him?
I am, of course, doubting him.
He's the member of the cabinet. He's not invited.
I also speak to members of cabinet. I understand what happens behind what is spoken. Uh-huh. I know CS Muturi wants to make a political mileage out of all this situation. I understand there are very genuine cases. There are very genuine people who want this case sorted. I don't see it in CS Muturi. CS Muturi simply is a man who is daring the president to fire him. He is a man who wants to make a political capital out of a situation. He is a man who, if he was moral enough, because he's a lawyer, he should have resigned if he does not want to work with this government. If you feel that this government is inadequate, if you feel that this government does not meet your expectation as an individual and that of the country, as a cabinet secretary, because you are lucky to be amongst the 22 who are the apex of the executive,
so resign. Because he's lucky, he keeps quiet when he witnesses there are things going wrong?
He shouldn't. He has a forum to speak. He has a forum to speak to the president. They sit in the cabinet. Why don't you raise it in the cabinet and say, Your Excellency the President, we have a problem. How do we sort out this issue of abductions? Because I understand his frustration as well. But where he comes, and there are cases. I mean, I saw the Chief Justice raise the same issue. I saw Wetangula Speaker raise the same issue over the weekend. Those are unbiased people who are raising with serious concerns.
So let's listen to what they say so that you tell me what unbiased means.
These people being abducted, if they are suspected of even committing the worst crime, murder or terrorism, though they should be brought to court and charged. They should not be held incommunicado.
The police say they are not the ones doing it. We want them to investigate and tell Kenyans who are these criminal elements in our midst, who are unlawfully arresting people, causing their disappearance, and eventually they are found dead.
All right, but also, CS Muturi had said this.
We sit somewhere claiming that we are discussing matters about the economy of this country. Economy for who? If we are killing them, abducting and killing the young ones, so who are you doing the economy for? This matter needs to be taken with the seriousness that it deserves.
Right, so Mheshimiwa Koech, quickly, what is the problem here? Because CJ Koome is condemning the same thing.
Can you see the
Speaker Wetangula is condemning the same thing.
CJ, these two, the other two are running independent arms of government. Okay, this one is in the executive. He directly sits with the president. He should have raised. I have not seen Honorable Muturi say today during our cabinet meeting, I did raise the issue of abduction. I wish he can come out and say, I raised it before the president. But instead, running to mortuaries, running for press conferences.
How do you know he hasn't?
He should have said. I mean, he's been
I'm
speaking.
You, how do you know he hasn't?
He hasn't, because I also speak to colleagues who are in the cabinet.
But they have taken the oath of secrecy on issues conversed in cabinet. They don't.
But he has come out to defy that oath of secrecy.
No, he's talking about what he thinks is going wrong in the country.
There is nothing secret about raising an issue in the cabinet.
Just hold on. I mean, you and I don't sit in cabinet. I'm just asking you a question that you're claiming he has not pursued it in cabinet, and I'm asking you, how would you know? Because
I'm telling you, Sam. I'm young in politics, but there are things that I read through when I see individuals on certain quarters trying to raise them. And when I see CS Muturi going to the mortuary, when I see CS Muturi raising this matter of abductions in a press conference, when I see CS Muturi and his attitude of late, I know what is happening politically. Okay. He simply is a man who is daring the president to fire him. And I'll tell you this before I close, that he has called for it. And you will see it. In a week or two, CS Muturi will be home.
He'll be fired?
He will be fired.
How do you know that?
I know. I am telling you, you asked me questions before, and I'm telling you, he has called for it. He has pinched the president's nose, and I can tell you for sure, he is a man going home. It can even be today.
That must hurt. Mheshimiwa Mureo.
Now, I have a question to ask. So if someone's son was kidnapped, someone's family went through trauma because of the abduction of the son, he should not speak. If someone's son died and then the body found in mortuary, so other leaders should not go and look for the family, or maybe what do you say, put it, and condone with the family simply because he's a politician. When he does that, he's going to be impeached. Now, I want to tell you this, that impeachment and impeachment of Muturi is not going to be. Nobody can impeach Muturi. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because of based on 3 or 4 good reasons. Number one, I want us to understand something, that if there is someone who William Ruto cannot dare to touch right now, is Muturi. Remember, during the time that Muturi was writing his statement, there are a lot of leaders that he mentioned. He mentioned Kithure Kindiki, he mentioned Noordin Haji, he mentioned William Samoei Ruto, he mentioned the DCI and the NIS. So tell me how William Ruto is going to approach, how is he going to mobilize the impeachment of Muturi? We also have to understand that right now William Samoei Ruto wants to impress Kenyans by putting out something like a legacy, or putting up a picture that was not there initially. Remember, they worked so hard on the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua, and Rigathi Gachagua is a Kikuyu. That is something that we also need to understand, that Rigathi Gachagua is a Kikuyu, and Muturi is also a Kikuyu. So if William Ruto does a mistake right now and brings the impeachment of Muturi, it will be like a mess. Remember, William Ruto brought in people like Kabogo and Kagwe in his government so that at least he can try to penetrate in Kikuyu, in Central. That is why he is pressurizing, how do you call him? He's pressurizing Kindiki to bring all people on board, to bring people in Karen every now and then, to give them tea and 110,000 each every day, so that they can mobilize other people in Central.
Tunasema hata wale tumeona ile hoteli imefunguliwa pale Ikulu na ingine Karen. Watu nabebo hapo, kila mtu ngiri 10. Nendeni mchukue pesa. Lakini mkuwe careful na hiyo pesa. Sababu hii pesa ni damu yetu ya watoto ya Gen Z. Hii pesa ni ile ingenunua madawa. hii pesa ni pesa ya nume, lakini pesa kwa sababu si mbaya. Hii pesa usipeleke mtoto nayo shule. Hii pesa usinunue ng'ombe ati uweke pamoja na ile yako. Hii pesa ni ya kukula siku hiyo. Alafu katiguo, kwa sababu Mungu amepanga mwili yetu mzuri. Unakula alafu inasia kwa alafu inafanya nini?
Something that is not going to work. So William Ruto is trying to protect his image. That is why he cannot dare impeach Muturi. Reason number 2. Reason as to why Muturi cannot be impeached. You cannot tell me that we'll have clear evidence on why you want to impeach Muturi just because he talked about the disappearance. Of course, everybody knows right now that people were abducted. Everybody knows that people died. And those are the basic things that Muturi was talking about. So tell me what you're going to bring on board. What are the motions of the impeachment of Muturi? And which member of parliament is going to do that? And I'm saying this, that right now, higher population of people, of members of parliament, of senators are with Muturi. And that brings us to the third point. The third point is that right now, Muturi is being supported by everybody. I've heard Boni Halwale mentioning something, that you cannot say that you cannot pressurize people like Imani Chungwa, you cannot pressurize that you want Muturi to be impeached simply because he talked about disappearance, abductions.
Mimi kama kiongozi katika taifa hii yetu ya Kenya, mwenye nilikupenda na ninakupenda, nilikutafutia kura, umenipatia majukumu, ninatekeleza, ningependa nikuombe peupe kwamba kuna watu wenye wanataka kuchochea mheshimiwa waziri wako Justin Muturi. Mtoto yake alishikwa akapotea. Wewe kama mzazi, mtoto wako akishikwa mateka apotee, huwezi kuwa na furaha. Sasa Muturi amekasirika, anataka kujua ni nani alishika mtoto wake. Wengine wameanza kusema Muturi must resign, Muturi must be sacked. Shame on you. How do you sack a father kwa sababu he's concerned about abduction of his child? Ndio ningependa kumwambia President Ruto, usisikize wale ambao wanasema umwachishe Justin Muturi kazi kama waziri. Kitu ya maana yenye utafanya, ukubali kwamba ukiona watu wakiuliza maswali kuhusu abduction, sio kwamba wanasema serikali ndio inatenda hiyo. Wanasema wewe kama president, chukua jukumu kama president wetu uhakikishe maneno ya abduction ifanye nini? Ishi. Tazo, I mean, even if I'm the president of Kenya tomorrow, you will expect me to stop abductions. Otherwise, mtakuwa mmenipigia kura ya nini? And therefore, I stand with the president to support him positively. Naona vijana wadogo, akina Kimani Ichung'wah, sijui nani, ndio wanaambia president ati mwaka petroli kwa moto, fukuza Justin Muturi. No, Muturi is speaking on behalf of millions of Kenyans wenye wanataka maneno ya abduction ikwishe.
Of course, people know that people are being abducted. Everybody knows that people are disappearing. So when you want to tell us that this guy is going to be impeached, give us a concrete evidence why you want this guy to be impeached. And that is an advantage that Muturi is taking also. Muturi knows very well that right now, if these people bring this motion to parliament that I'm going to be impeached, no member of parliament is going to agree however much they're going to be offered. Why? Because if they do that, they'll be seen as a body that has failed, as a parliament that has failed. They impeach Rigathi Gachagua for no reason. Now they're also impeaching me for no reason. So he's taking an advantage of that. The last one, Muturi is taking this thing in a better, in fact, he's handling it in a better way, in its best season. Like Muturi coming out saying that the abductions should stop calling out the president, he timed it well. This thing is happening right now. So telling us that you want to impeach someone who is talking about what is happening right now is not going to be easy. So, okay, however much people might say that he's talking about that simply because of popularity, or maybe because they want to gain sympathy in politics, it might be one of the reasons. Remember, everybody that was supporting William Samoei Ruto, who was in the government, was going to go home in 2027. And that was the agreement, that everybody that is supporting William Samoei Ruto is going to go home. So one of the things that these people must do to survive is this. You know, right now it's all about survival for the fittest. And this is one of the ways that Muturi is going to survive. And in fact, he has survived it, because everybody right now loves what Muturi did. Having his own stand and condemning the government that he is serving about abductions. So Muturi coming out to say this, he realized that perhaps maybe I would want to be a governor, and for me to become a governor, these people, I must do something that these people will see that I'm with them. So by condemning abductions, which is being condemned by most of the people, is making people has made people love Muturi. So right now it's not all about Muturi who was having the William Ruto. It's about Muturi who is standing with the truth. So tell me how you're going to impeach that person. No, I'm just waiting for the person who is going to have the motion of the impeachment of Muturi. That is the only person that we're waiting for. After all, guys, that is just my thought, and that is all I have for today. Let me also know what to think at the comment section. But just a reminder, if we are meeting for the first time, don't forget to take a minute, click the subscribe button. You can also like, share, do me a comment in the comment section. Tell me what to think and where you're watching this video from. Until we meet again, I've been your host, Boniface Owino. Bye-bye.